He must be wide awake. Each year, over 2.2 million coyotes are hunted in Zankou, spanning 1,700 miles from Texas to Canada. Coyotes, weighing up to 1,100 pounds, roam forests and grasslands, eating 65 pounds of vegetation daily. Coyotes devour 90 pounds of food nightly and have been known to attack people. These facts show the forest's power and the strain these animals put on U.S. farming and rural areas. From Montana's peaks to Alaska's woods, farmers and hunters use new ways to manage these populations. But hunting means more than just economics. It's a tale of survival, balance, and tradition deeply tied to America's natural heritage. Coyotes have fascinated Americans for centuries, but their relationship with humans remains tense. Historically, coyotes inhabited the arid West, but urbanization drew them to more populated areas. With over 5.3 million coyotes, they roam from Texas beaches to Montana forests and even Nevada. As opportunistic predators, coyotes began preying on livestock during the 19th century westward expansion. In one year, they caused 314,000 livestock losses, equal to cattle on 404 average-sized U.S. ranches. Annual coyote-related losses exceed $50 million, enough to buy 2,500 trucks vital for rural communities. For instance, this Great Pyrenees guard dog was badly hurt fighting 11 coyotes to protect his owner's farm in Georgia in November 2022. In the early 1900s, government programs offered bounties for coyote pelts to reduce their impact on agriculture. Despite these efforts, coyotes proved highly adaptable, expanding their range to all 48 contiguous states. Thanks to tech advances, coyote hunters' efficiency has significantly improved in the last decade. Modern tools like drones and infrared cameras help hunters locate coyotes even in challenging conditions. As a result, coyote populations in western states like Montana and Wyoming declined by almost 15% yearly, significantly cutting losses. Hunting coyotes requires skill and tech combined. Long-range rifles are common, especially in open areas where coyotes are more visible. Mechanical traps are used where coyote activity is evident. Pro hunters often use coyote distress calls as bait. This technique is effective and shows deep understanding of animal behavior. Live. Yearly, hunters nationwide gather in Kansas for the World Coyote Championship. Participants compete to bag the most coyotes in 24 hours. The event lets hunters share experiences, test gear, and celebrate traditions. Post-hunt, farmers often use coyotes for clothing or pelts. A single coyote pelt can cost anywhere from $54 depending on quality. The rest of the coyote is carefully disposed of to prevent disease spread. Despite large-scale hunting, coyote meat is rarely consumed in the U.S. This aversion stems from coyotes being predators, raising health concerns. Additionally, coyote meat's strong gamey flavor is unappealing to most. While some hunters may try it out of curiosity, it's rare on American tables. Though not economically vital, coyote hunting helps protect farms and ecology. The coyote, an iconic North American symbol, has ties to indigenous cultures. It's the world's largest coyote species, known for its huge size, up to 100 pounds, and insatiable appetite. Daily, one coyote eats over 170 pounds of plants, equal to 13 coyotes' food intake. In Alaska alone, coyotes annually consume vegetation from over 252,000 hectares. That's enough coyote-eaten land to cover the entire city of Chicago. Coyote hunting has proven effective in controlling populations and reducing environmental damage. Modern hunting practices have cut forest destruction by 27% in conservation areas compared to a decade ago. A traditional yet challenging technique is the coyote call. Hunters mimic female coyote sounds to lure males out of the forest. This method demands skill, patience, and deep knowledge of animal behavior. Guns and GPS are often used together to plan effective hunts. The Moose Hunting Festival is a popular event drawing thousands yearly. It showcases moose calling, meat prep, and handmade moose products. Moose meat is prized by hunters and rural communities across the U.S. One moose can yield over 1,100 pounds of meat, feeding a family for months. Moose meat is sustainable protein, with one animal feeding a family long-term. Moose, icons of North American forests, have roamed for millennia. An adult moose weighs 1,800 pounds and eats 210 pounds daily, equal to 23 calves. In Montana, Garifo damage was estimated at over $2.8 million in 2023, enough to build 10 modern farm storage facilities. In the early 1900s, habitat loss and hunting nearly wiped out Garifos across much of their historical range. Today, their expansion into human-free areas creates conflicts, especially with farmers. Compared to 23 years ago, forest animal attacks have decreased by almost 31% thanks to regulated hunting programs. Modern hunting methods, including GPS and mechanical tracking, have significantly reduced forest Garifo attacks. One of the most dangerous hunting methods is the face-to-face encounter, often done by experienced hunters. Forest Garifos can run at speeds over 35 kilometers per hour, faster than an average horse, making these encounters a test of skill and courage. The Grizzly Challenge in Montana is a unique hunting event that attracts top hunters to showcase their skills. Participants demonstrate weapon handling and strategies for safely navigating the forest. It's not just a competition, but also a chance to honor tradition. Carefully processed grizzly parts become prized products like shirts and decorative items. A large grizzly paw can sell for over $5,200, making it a valuable trophy for hunters. However, grizzly meat remains controversial in American culinary traditions. Hunters eat it to honor the animal, while others worry about its strong taste and trichinosis risk. In some mountain regions, though, grizzly meat is considered a delicacy. It's carefully prepared in slices or slow-cooked to soften its tough texture. For most Americans, game meat remains a niche choice, mainly consumed in hunting communities. From coyote-filled plains to dense forests with elk, to mountains with grizzlies, these animals challenge rural U.S. communities. Hunting isn't just about controlling animal populations. It instills a deep sense of responsibility to maintain nature's balance. Through skill and respect for nature, hunters nationwide have made a lasting impact. From reducing crop losses to preserving traditions, their efforts show hunting's vital role in conservation. On large farms, farmers battle invasive wild animals. It's a constant struggle causing serious losses. In one night, a wild boar can destroy an entire field. Wild dogs and boars silently hunt, threatening farms and biodiversity. Today's video shows efforts to control millions of wild boars, to protect crops and ensure food security. Invasive species cause problems beyond natural control in many countries. They destroy habitats, disrupt ecosystems, and endanger native species. Wild boars are among the most prolific and destructive invasives. They're becoming a serious threat to U.S. agriculture. With a population of about 9 million, feral hogs cause over $2.5 billion in damage to farms and ranches across the country annually. This situation is particularly severe in Texas, requiring decisive action from farmers and local authorities. In just one day, wild hogs can destroy up to 10 acres of land, including crops like wheat, onions, and others. They root up the soil for food, damaging irrigation systems and causing serious losses to both farmland and infrastructure. Feral hogs compete with native species for food resources, reducing biodiversity in affected areas. Moreover, wild hogs are carriers of numerous diseases and parasites, posing additional threats. They contaminate fields with feces containing coliform bacteria, causing serious health risks to humans and livestock. To combat this threat, Texas, home to the largest feral hog population in the U.S., has become a hub for control efforts. Every year, over 40,000 hunters participate in feral hog hunting campaigns to manage the population. A popular method chosen by farmers for population control is aerial hunting. This is an effective solution to quickly eliminate large groups of feral hogs that roam across vast areas. Helicopter fishing trips typically cost between $2,000 and $5,000 per angler. It's not just effective for bird control, but also an exciting sport for fishing enthusiasts. Besides environmental benefits, bird fishing in Texas brings significant economic advantages. Yearly, over 750,000 birds are culled, with about 60% processed for food or feed. Bird meat, protein-rich with unique flavor, is gaining market popularity. Texas's food industry earns about $50 million annually from bird meat sales. This reduces bird populations while utilizing a sustainable resource. Besides fishing, Texas farmers also use traps to catch wild birds. However, trapping is often costly and only offers short-term results. Fishing remains the most effective method, especially during peak seasons when birds are most destructive. Despite some success in bird control, wild birds in Moa still pose a major challenge for farmers. This issue needs coordination between authorities, locals, and scientists for sustainable solutions. In Australia, the green bird is a highly invasive species, harming the environment and food industry. Birds kill over 300 million native animals annually. Their spread has driven many species to extinction. They also damage the agricultural economy, costing over $227 million annually. Green birds' impact extends beyond ecosystem destruction, severely affecting the food industry. Birds often feed on young crops, especially in wetlands, causing substantial losses for farmers. At night, birds hide on farms. This is when the birds are resting and less alert. Darkness limits visibility, making green birds easy targets. In response, Australian farm communities have implemented various methods to control this invasive species. One of the most effective hunting methods is using night vision and sniper rifles after dark. Green birds are most active at night, and night vision helps hunters easily locate them in the dark. Professional hunters, over 15,000 in Australia, use specialized gear like scopes and sniper rifles, costing $500 to $1,000. This essential investment helps reduce damage from pests and protects farmers' livelihoods. Over 1 million birds are culled annually through hunting and control programs. These efforts reduce bird numbers, preserve biodiversity, and lower disease risk to wildlife and ecosystems. After culling, rabbit carcasses are carefully collected to prevent disease outbreaks and environmental pollution. Some farmers even recycle rabbit pelts into breeding materials, creating an extra income source. Besides hunting, other control methods include building rabbit fences and using specialized traps. However, these measures are usually only effective in small areas and need constant upkeep. Rabbits' rapid breeding allows their numbers to quickly recover after each hunting season. Thus, Australian farmers are gradually taking steps to minimize this invasive species impact. Unfortunately, rabbits aren't the only threat to the country. Wild dogs are putting the Australian ecosystem on high alert. With exceptional hunting skills and growing numbers, wild dogs are causing major biodiversity loss. Every year they kill over 1.7 billion small animals, including birds, small marsupials, and reptiles. Even fish fall victim to their attacks. The rapid spread of feral dogs has pushed many native species to the brink of extinction. Australia has about 6 million feral dogs, and their numbers keep growing due to high breeding rates. In response, farmers and local communities have implemented various control measures to reduce damage and protect native wildlife. One common control method is using traps and night hunting strategies. Traps are set in areas with feral dog activity, along with cameras to monitor and assess their effectiveness. These traps and cameras cost between $300 and $700, depending on location and usage conditions. This method safely and effectively captures feral dogs, while minimizing impact on other local wildlife. Night hunting is a widely adopted strategy, especially in rural areas where feral dogs are most active after dark. Hunting programs attract over 10,000 annual participants, from professional hunters to experienced volunteers. As night falls, the hunt begins. Hunters head to forest edges, using shadows to spot feral dogs hiding in the darkness. Hunting reduces feral dog populations and raises community awareness about their environmental threats. Australian farmers eliminate over 572,000 feral dogs annually through hunting and control campaigns. However, managing feral dogs isn't just about reducing their numbers. Communities also promote responsible dog ownership, including spaying, neutering, and keeping dogs indoors.